Hey, how's it going YouTube? It's Ian with Good Form Sports Cards. Today I'm going to have a little bit shorter of a video, which might be a relief to all of us. The last one was pretty long. However, in my opinion, it's the best work I've done. If you haven't checked it out, make sure to. I'll put a screenshot up for it here and then link it at the end of the video as well. It's a little long, but I would definitely encourage you to go along for the ride if you haven't checked it out already. But that was then, this is now. We got some business to talk here. Typically here on the channel, it's educational and for the most part neutral or positive. And I'm a big advocate of COMC. I like to talk about the good ways in which you can use them and some of the good stuff they're doing. However, today is a little bit different of a video for me. I'm not going to call it a rant, but it is a little bit of I guess you'd say I'm disappointed in a promotion that they ran. And I'm going to share that with you here. Really what I'm doing with the channel is trying to be transparent about what I do as a collector, flipper, combination of everything. And I don't really like to leave the bad out and talk about only the good and make it seem like it's just rainbows and unicorns over here in Minnesota, because it's not. And this was something where, if you remember on some previous videos, I did a COMC tutorial on submissions. And here's the video right here. If you haven't seen that, in that video, I submitted my own slabbed cards on a promotion. Basically, the promotion was any slab card is ingested for free during a particular window of time. And I had gathered up a bunch of slabs, packaged them up, and during that video and the making of that video, I actually thought to myself, wow, this is perfect timing for the NFL season. I put together a second submission and included that in there as well, because at the time, it was the cards would be ingested and then they would be uploaded to the site within 4 weeks. So I'm playing at that time, middle of July. I'm going to ship them priority mail. They're going to get received, and I got 4 weeks. So I'm thinking, perfect. That's mid to late August that they'll be uploaded at the worst. I'll get those listed for auction right away. I'll sell off a bunch of those 8s and 9s of NFL cards that I just need to get rid of, and that's the time I'm really going to get the most for them. I wanted to get them sold right before the season. Well, not only did that not happen, but the entire promotion has been a complete just debacle. And that's what I'm going to go through here with you and just show you that I'm not partnered with any website or platform in any way, and I'm not restricted from telling it like it is. So COMC is not a sponsor. Despite the content I kick out, you might think so. I just typically find that site very useful, and they've always been pretty consistent with what needs to happen. I haven't needed customer service very often. However, okay, and here I've got the screenshot from my video showing the submission service that I used. Now, this is the nice part about doing these videos, is I get to archive stuff like this because the promotion has long since ended. There's new stuff available now. It's kind of hard to go back and remember how things were, but I'm glad that I have this because you can see here the free graded card submission expected turnaround 4 weeks. Remember that. Are all the grading companies that they will accept. Submissions must be postmarked by July 11th. Now, admittedly, mine was postmarked exactly July 11th, so I was one of the last people to send it. I sent it priority mail to Washington from Minnesota, so that's probably 2 to 3 days. And I was able to track it, and it arrived July 14th. So I sat and I watched and I watched and I watched and I waited for my queue to get updated. Typically, what it looks like, and I'll show you here, is this. It'll be on the bottom right of your COMC dashboard, right here under the below cards. I've shown that a few times in videos. So you can see now as I record this, and the date I'm recording this is September 15th. So you can see they are received and due to be processed by 9/2. Which would have been like really cutting it close before the season started. I mean, I could have listed them for auction then, and they probably would have been selling later on around like the Thursday night game, maybe around the first series of games, assuming that once I requested them for auction, that COMC immediately turned them and did that. However, that would not even be an option for me. And I'm going to show you a few things, and this is why I'm making the video, why I'm disappointed, is it was just like a train wreck on this thing across the board. This didn't show up for quite a while, and usually it does. Usually when I send in my submissions, it's like a couple of days after the order tracks and it shows up. And it didn't show for like close to 2 weeks, so I was starting to get scared. I'm like, oh man, this says it was delivered to a person at the front desk when I track it, but there's nothing going on. So I submitted a ticket, and I'll show you that here. Okay, so here's a copy of the ticket I sent 2 weeks after my order tracked is being delivered. And it's really getting close to like 2.5, almost 3 weeks since I shipped it. It said, good morning, ready to check the status of a submission. I sent 2 submissions for the July graded card fee insertion promo earlier this month. Follow the directions as I completed this submission, so it should be packaged correctly. When tracking the box, it shows delivered to the front desk room on 7/17. Okay, I stand corrected. I think I said the 14th, but it says 7/17. So all indications are that everything is okay. What is essentially what I want to know is verification from COMC that my items arrived safely. Normally I get an update pretty quickly on the dashboard and my submission has been received with an ETA and completion percentage. I fully understand and accept that the orders take time to inject. I just want to know that my items are there and queued up somewhere. Can someone please confirm for me? Thank you, Ian. Okay. Nice, non-accusatory, just want to know what's going on, like anybody would. I did receive a prompt response, and I'll show you that here. Okay, you can see it was later that day, also July 28th. Good afternoon, Ian. Currently, due to our recent promo, our processing team has fallen behind a few days. Behind our standard operating time frame between packages being delivered and open logged into our system. The team is currently logging submissions within 12 to 14 days of delivery to our office, which I had already basically exceeded that amount. But anyway, we apologize for the inconvenience and appreciate your understanding, Jeff. I have no problem with Jeff. He's probably getting pelted because of this stuff. It's nothing he's doing. It's just, it happens to be the voice of the company, so to speak, dealing with the tickets, so he has to deal with the brunt of this stuff. But it's pretty frustrating, because obviously you're trying to time the market. The whole reason I sent those to them and not like Probstein or DC Sports 87 or anything like that was because I was getting a free ingestion and I was going to get a 5% sale fee. So that to me was like, I'm going to get the most bang for my buck right away. I don't have to deal with anything. However, it doesn't stop there. It wasn't just slow to receive. I promise you there's more. I wouldn't make a video if it stopped there. Okay, you can see here I have a screenshot of another promotion right here that you need to get your cards in for this, which is an auction event, NFL kickoff event. You submit your cards, they auction them off right away. Okay. Now, there's not going to be any ingestion fees because they're never ingested. You just pay your fees over here based on what your card sells as and it processed as elite. Now, if they're that far behind, how on earth are they going to keep a timeline for an event like this? I can tell you, everything around this was sacrificed, even though you're before it. They made sure that this happened as planned, which I guess is nice for the people that hopped in for this, just 2 short weeks after the promo that I did. Guess that's short end of the straw for me. It happens. What are you going to do? Well, this event comes and goes. And here I am live at my dashboard September 15th. Substantially further than the screenshots I just told you. We're well into the NFL season. We're through week 2. And guess what's down here? My submission's still with a due date of 9/2. I wish I had more screenshots from in here, but I don't. But you can see my graded 4-week, nothing has been done. And this date keeps getting pushed out. When I first got here, it was 9/2, then I kept changing, and they just keep pushing the completion date out further and further and further. So now it's getting close to Halloween, when I may get those cards available to sell. And keep in mind, they were there in July with a 4-week turnaround. So these cards I was planning to sell in the run-up for the NFL season, I am just cooked now. I mean, they've got control of them. They're going to get them when they do. I guess I can try to sell them around January when a lot of stuff just kind of runs up after Christmas, but what a complete joke. And why it's even worse is you can see this banner up here. They're so proud to announce, update, packages will be coming more quickly. We've shortened turnaround times for bulk shipments from 5 to 3 weeks. Wow, good job. At the sacrifice of this again, this takes a backseat to like the 3rd thing that I've seen. That's insane to me. Now let's go back to the main screen and I'll show you how it gets even worse than that. So down here, we've got this little pop-up. Let's take a look at this. Oh guys, look, we're having Gem Mint Night. Submissions available now. They're going to be doing another promotion here. Get your cards in on time. Submit them now. Unbelievable. So all this stuff just continues to go on. And I can't be the only one stuck in the machine. This isn't crazy. I mean, when you're working in customer service, like I get there's prioritization to certain things, like your elite sort of clients and the ones that have the most, say the largest account or the most work or whatever type of business you're in. The largest portfolio, they're going to pull the most weight. So I understand, like, when you send in a submission like I did that's free ingestion, they're not going to put their best resources towards that. I totally get it. Makes sense to me. But why offer something like that? You can't even offer anything close to what you said. Not even close. And for any of you viewers that are watching this thinking, Ian, the service was free. What are you complaining about? Just take it how it is. Get what you get. What's the problem? My problem is that the promotion in and of itself is just misleading. You had to have already been behind at the time it was posted to already be 2 weeks behind just receiving orders and then ingesting it to be months behind. You had to have known. So to put that up there with a 4-week turn time is really misleading. It was, I think you mean well, but it was poorly thought thought out. Because you know you're behind, you know you have no means to get on track, seemingly. Actually seems like the problem is maybe getting worse, at least in regards to that promotion. Yet you continue to create more and more promotions and execute them and put all of your resources into, from what I can see, auctions and live selling, which I believe, and I'm sure many of you do believe, is the future. The Whatnots and eBay Live and Fanatics Live and all that stuff. Totally get it. Again, I'm not saying that wouldn't be prioritized or prioritizing that would be a bad business model. What I'm saying is don't put a promotion up and say it's a 4-week turn time when you can't even sniff that. Just be honest and say it's like bulk. It's free, but it's 16 weeks. That's all I ask, is you just do what you say you're going to do. That is it. Don't try to entice people to send in cards under this disguise that they might be able to sell them by the start of the NFL season. Had I known the actual shipping and receiving handling time as well as the ingesting time, would I have sent everything that I sent in? Absolutely not. I had cards that I was intending to sell for the NFL season run-up. Obviously, that is substantially past that, and it's projecting to be even farther past that. And really, you don't really get anything but a sucks to be you sort of attitude about it. You know, it's sorry, like a hollow sorry, if you want to call it that. And it's just annoying. I don't, it's just really poor service, and they just really missed the mark on this one. I mean, overall, am I going to get on Twitter and demand that they be canceled? No, that's not my way of doing things. Am I going to boycott the site and take my business elsewhere like Karen or Chad or somebody would? No, I'm not going to. I still like the platform. I like what it can do. I use it daily. It really just comes down to whatever they did here. I hope it's a one-off thing and they're going to learn from it, because this was just a complete swing and a miss. Terrible, terrible. Among the worst I've seen really in the industry probably in the last 7 to 10 years. Honestly, the way this promotion has gone. And it sounds extreme, but it really is. PSA had some of my cards a few years ago for over a year, but they're honest about it. They're honest about it the whole time. I knew exactly what was going on. I could go in and track it. Here, no. Nothing like that. So before you think I'm being some cheap nickel and dimer crying about a service that was free, that's not the case at all. It's not about that. It's about a promotion that's basically manipulating you into using them versus somebody else for the run-up of the season. I mean, it's very clear why you run that promotion when you do. Your intent is to capitalize on that season run-up. Why it was followed by an NFL special. Right? So my point is, you don't do that if you know somewhere in the background that you can't execute it. Somebody signed off on this, and they had to know that this thing wasn't achievable, not even close. And you really should have just been more transparent. I understand that work can hit hard in sudden batches, and it's hard to forecast that. It's also hard to manage your way out of it. But this is extreme. We're not talking a couple of weeks. This is months. That's absolutely wild. I mean, a 4-week max turnaround has turned into probably 15, 16 weeks, and we don't even know if that's going to happen. It's just projected. That is completely insane to me. It's over-promising and under-delivering big time. And it's one thing if you fall behind like PSA is and the other grading companies are. And as much as we can love and hate PSA, they do that right. They have tiers of service, and they're saying those people paying the most are getting it the fastest. And it makes sense to me. You get what you pay for. All right. Now, in this situation, we have free auction ingestion versus free other card ingestion. Free versus free, to me, it's first in, first out, FIFO, whatever you want to call it. I don't understand how this promotion was ran, and it's just a complete debacle. It's from beginning to end, it's received slow. You're given projection times that continue to move. It's a moving target. And meanwhile, my cards are just held hostage. I can't do anything with it. I can't be like, send it back, you puked. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. I was hoping at some point to do an update on that video and say, hey, these submissions that I submitted for you on the video, and then I updated a few weeks later that they'd been received. Here's what happened. Here's how much my sales went up. Whatever. I was hoping to have some kind of follow-up for you on that, and I just don't. I don't know. I mean, I might have, my birthday's on New Year's, and I might be a year older before this is over with. This is absolutely crazy. I don't know how much I can just go on and on and on about it, but I mean, it's just, my God. I mean, I feel so bad if anybody had watched my video and did the same thing. Man, I apologize. Obviously, it's not anything I can control, but it seemed like a good move at the time. And boy, oh boy, it evidently was not. Those cards are probably going to be compressed into a diamond by the time they get to them. It's absolutely crazy. I don't know what the holdup is. I don't know if they explain it to me, if I'd even care at this point. It's just, enough is enough. Just get the cards in the system. Just put the fries in the bag, man. Just put the freaking fries in the bag. Crazy that we've seen the NFL kickoff submission, the super sweet gem mint night. We just gotta put a never-ending pop-up down here so you know about it. Make sure that you do that. It's gonna go off without a hitch. Just don't submit your graded cards, because the graded cards, though, they're eating 3 for $99 mac and cheese for dinner. They aren't eating fillets with the rest of these submissions, that's for sure. It is obviously annoying. This is typically not my tone on here. I'm very even-keeled a lot of the times, but even so, here I'm not really that worked up. It's just, I've been in business for myself for a few years, and I've always worked in some sort of way with consumers, not necessarily like retail, but people with purchase orders, items that we serviced, or clients that send us accounts and stuff like that. So if not that, it would be stuff in my personal life. Like I do some electronics repairs and then also card sales, and you're dealing with people. And I just cannot imagine telling any one of my customers, like, hey, I'll ship your stuff ASAP. It'll be here this date. And then I just 5X whatever I tell them, and I don't communicate jack to them. That's, I just can't imagine being like that. And at least, like, COMC could have sent something out and just said, hey, we're behind. This is what's up. This is what our expected times are for this promo, this promo, this promo. I mean, even PSA does that. They're like, hey, we're 65 days out lead time here. We're doing this. And you kind of know what you're getting into. When you're sending something in and you have no indication there's a problem, and you see 4 weeks and you're thinking, all right, sweet. You're thinking that's on the high end, but you give them a little bit of grace. You're thinking, 4 weeks would be great, but I can even allow up to 6 and I'd still get it in time. And for them to miss the mark that bad, geez, I don't know. Maybe someone that watches this knows someone that's over there and wants to like put somebody on to this. Like, it's not, I'm not trying to slam them and make them lose anything, but it's just call them a spade, man. Like they botched this hard. I understand when you get an influx of work, what that means is hiring and training is really hard. It's hard to find good people. It's hard to train and simultaneously keep your good workers working. I understand all that as a business owner. It's just part of the job, but you can't leave your customers in the dark. You have to communicate to them. I can't imagine people just like messaging me about stuff. Like, I'm a customer service freak with that stuff. Like, someone messages me, I don't care if they're happy or they're angry. I'm going to be all over that and trying to resolve it. In reality, I'm trying to anticipate what those needs are before they even have to message me, so I can communicate to them and say, hey, if you're wondering, we're running a little behind here, but here's what's up. Here's the actions we've taken. Here's what you can expect. Reach out to me if you need anything else. Something along those lines, right? Like, what actionable things are you doing as a business to fix the problem? That's really what people want to know. They already know there's a problem. You can see it. You can feel it. It's not a mystery. So, like, it's not this Wizard of Oz, like, ooh, what's behind the curtain? Just come out from behind the curtain. Tell us what's up. We get it. The card industry is always that way. It's not really hard to put together a newsletter or a mass communication, because I get all the emails for all the promos. I get all those. Those all come through. It's okay to deliver some mediocre news. Just do what everyone else does and put a creative spin on it. Hey, due to substantial growth and everybody just loving our website, we have fallen behind. Something like that. It's not hard to spin it, but whatever. That's a video, short and sweet compared to last week's, long and packed with information. So again, if you didn't check that one out, I really recommend that you do, even with it being as long as it is chaptered, so you can skip around to the stuff you like. But put a lot of time into that video, and there's a lot of information in there if you are considering grading with GameStop or directly with PSA, or if you're wondering why you should go with one over the other or anything along those lines. I put them to the test head to head, put all the data in there, all that good stuff. Don't be completely discouraged by the large timer in the corner. It is a video packed with a lot of stuff, and it moves pretty quick until the very end. I would say to the very end, if you're not really interested in the financial recap and stuff like that, it might not be for you, but I would say the first 2/3 of it is really, really good, fast-paced. So anyway, shameless plug out of the way. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Of course, it helps me out, helps the channel, and I like to interact with you guys, so appreciate everybody that already has subscribed and takes the time every week to interact with me. Really, really enjoy that, and it motivates me to just keep cranking stuff out and coming up with new and different stuff to show you, parallel to the collecting I do anyways. So that's the video. That's all I've got for today. So until next time, we'll see ya.